Hello everyone. So I'm going to be bringing attention to the Sudbury School model and how, depending on the person, how a person will react or respond differently to hearing about what the Sudbury model is, and then of course when they actually face it in person. And that is interesting to see how when you first hear about something, you have an idea about it, and you may even embrace it. But then when you actually come face to face what it actually means, what it actually practically entails, that's where the resistances come up. So that's interesting to observe. Now, because we're doing this here in real time, I can just describe what this school is, and ideas will come up within you, and you'll face them, and yeah. So, Sudbury School model is giving the student the responsibility of existing within a community and the responsibility for themselves, for their actions, for their behavior, for their education, for who they are as a person through and through 110%. The system designed to establish an order that is agreed upon by the community. This is done through the school meeting, which happens weekly, where anyone can propose any new rules or any initiatives or request any funds for any projects, and that can only be agreed upon by a majority vote. So if there's any conflict or anyone breaks the rules, they can get written up, and that will become a case that the JC board will deliberate, will collect the witnesses from, and will determine the verdict through investigation. And the proper consequence if it's guilty is handed out. So here it's a completely autonomous society, you can say. They there's not always order, of course, because like in any family or group or situation, there's always conflicts here and there. But if you observe them, if you're able to see one case of conflict, you'll see every single conflict is resolved in one way or another. And the same thing goes with any point of creation, any new initiative, any new project that gets resolved one way or another. Person actually person will actually go ahead and carry it through, or they won't. They'll get voted in or it won't. And all this is discussed real time by the people in the moment. And they vote in it real time. That is how you create a person to be able to live in a society where they respect themselves and respect others. And funnily enough, ironically or humorously, that is simply done by actually giving that opportunity to be in such a place from an early age. I mean, it just makes sense, doesn't it? If you want someone to be able to live in a certain way, you just have to give them the opportunity to live that way. From a young age, of course. And why I say this is because we all know that when we get older, we collect all of our memories, and we usually become an established self that is very difficult to change, that is so set in stone that it seems impossible to change. But of course, that isn't true, but it is difficult. And yes, when you're younger age, you're still busy creating yourself. You're still busy deciding who you are. And at least in this school model, you actually have the opportunity to create who you are, decide who you are through trial and error, through conversations, through learning, through research, through investigating, through seeing how others are creating themselves, through learning through others, through seeing yourself and just introspecting. All of this is part of creating who you are. And all that happens throughout the school because that's what it is designed as. You are on your own, yet you're an equal member of the community. You have independence, yet you are dependent on the community. It really reflects the true balance we have with the world, Earth. Where, yes, we're independent of the Earth, yet we depend on the Earth. Because we all depend on the environment around us. We all depend on the food, the air, how things happen. Yet we are independent. And so that is what I see needs to be our future. In this school model, I see as a great step towards that. And any parent that wishes their child to actually have responsibility, independence, and awareness of who they are, and actually create who they are, to actually investigate these schools, see if one is near you, visit the school, see it firsthand, make a decision. Okay, this is Yogan. Thank you for listening.